them frosty little gremlins be out in the air today. It's cold. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. Here we are again. In the frozen tundra, Kubrick's Frozen at the Outlook Motel cannot be seen today because of cold temps and the fear of a big bad mouse. And this should be probably filled under the you can't do that on the internet. But here we are anyhow. So stick around for a toasty podcast.
Welcome to For Music Lovers Only, a podcast where each host makes a top 5 list of their favorite songs from this week's topic. Each week is a new topic. Tune in, I dare you. Music Lovers Only.
Hey, everybody.
What's up? Santia can't hear.
I can't hear
Mine's too
shit.
loud. We're just going to scream into the microphone for an hour. How about that? How does that sound? But we are For Music Lovers Only. This is episode 95. And we're going to talk about Kansas bands, Kansas musicians, ties to Kansas. We used it loosey-goosey, and I think we claimed Kansas City on this one because I tried to go back into the history of Kansas City, and I think we owned it first, so we're rolling with it. Namesake, anyhow. But as always, I got Coach and Sontia with me. How are you all doing today?
Doing all right.
Good.
It's cold outside. Didn't have to go out except for once. Take a cat to the vet. That was terrible, but we were done by 11:30.
Nice. Yeah, that pretty much sums up my feed on Facebook. Snow, ready for spring, dirty cars, and taxes. That's about how it's been.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's just been cold. I haven't been on Facebook much. I'm sure it's posting about the same things. It's cold and nobody's happy right now. No.
Yeah.
We're all angry.
But if you are tuning into us live, hi, say hi. How you doing? Let us know what the temperature is where you're at, and the highest temperature gets bragging rights because it's freaking cold here. Like 2 something 9. I don't know what it is, but it's cold. And if you're watching later, let us know what your favorite Kansas bands are.
I talked to a vendor in today at work, and I was telling him it was what the temperature was this morning and the snow. I had just came in from shoveling snow, had my big coat on, and he said, "Oh man, I just had to put sunscreen on and go chase off an iguana because they're in Florida."
Yeah.
Oh,
so it's a little bit different where they're at.
Definitely, but I think most of the continent is covered in snow.
yeah. I haven't chased off an iguana for a while.
Yeah, it's been a while. Yeah. We've got the last Sunday is the last day at the Art House 310. I think it's supposed to be 54 degrees, so that's pretty groovy.
Oh, yeah. Which is crazy. It's like, why is it 60? Like, what are we doing here?
Well, honestly, you know what the average temperature should be today?
Not
No.
9.
53 degrees.
Yeah.
Yesterday, the average temperature was 52. So February actually starts warming up. It's cold in the mornings. It's usually like 30s and 40s, but it usually gets to the because at work somebody was saying that I just had to know, and I'm one of those have to know guys. And the average temperature in Kansas today is 53.
Yeah, I think we're on the verge of breaking some horrible temperature record in the state, so that's fun. I'm ready for spring. So sad. The car is so dirty, smelly, all the snow melting in the floorboard. I'm like, just got this musty smell. And I sure the hell ain't cleaning it when it's 9 degrees out. It's like, that'll wait.
I got rubber rugs.
Rubber rugs, yeah. Everybody's got them weather things. They're nice, except for me. I got the ones that stinky. What's up, Jana? Yes, it's cold. We're going to take that as a very cold because we know. We're in Wichita. Some of the bands from Kansas that people may know, we'll go ahead and say, don't lead on if it's any of y'all's, okay? Joe Walsh. Everybody, I think we've covered Joe Walsh and his ties to Kansas.
I did not find him at all. What? I didn't know that.
Well, good. That makes one of my songs you won't have.
Yeah, maybe you guys won't know any of mine since we're just making up stuff now. No, I'm kidding.
He's from Kansas.
I'm kidding.
Yeah, the band Kansas, I think, was here.
Yep.
Martina McBride, Melissa Etheridge.
Yep.
More currently, Logan Mays.
Mays.
I think he was Clearwater. I've never. I think when he first came out, I listened to a little bit of his stuff, but I couldn't name it.
Yeah.
And then Danny Carey from Tool.
There we go. Yeah, that was one of mine.
Oh, I told you not to let on.
I didn't get any of those.
Well, I didn't say I used them. I was going to tell if you didn't come up with them. I was going to say that. I wasn't. I'm not hurt. I'm not hurt by that. That's okay.
Some of the ones I didn't know. Your guys' kids are probably not around where, but my kid was in love with Big Time Rush. It was like a Nickelodeon. I don't know what channel it was on, but it was a kid show. But they made a band out of it called BTR, Big Time Rush. And Kendall, one of the characters and members of this band, was from Wichita. So she didn't know that. I had to holler at her. And she was like, what? Blown away. She loves them. We watched so many episodes of that show. And it's just like, it's like the Monkees, basically, new modern Monkees. Campy, getting dumb. And then they sing a song and then they put that song out on an album and do it. So. But Hattie McDaniels, I didn't know she was from Wichita. And she's an actress, comedian, composer, philanthropist, dancer, songwriter, and much, much more. But Kansas City was a hub for jazz. I mean, back in the day, that was a big jazz city. So a lot of jazz players rolled through there. Charlie Parker, jazz alto sax player. He probably spent a lot of time there. I can't say for sure, but I bet he did. And then Edith Baker, another jazz pianist and Broadway performer, and Ziegfeld Girl, which is basically, kind of like the burlesque, but I don't think they took their clothes off, but the variety act kind of things. So that was fun. I was listening. I couldn't name anything from Edith Baker and Charlie Parker off the top of my head or Hattie McDaniel. I went and listened to a little bit of it, but it kind of took me right back to the 20s. I was like, I get lost in this. I got to stay focused.
I knew
you could have did all 20s Kansas music probably.
Off of this list. Yeah, right there. I mean,
the list that I found, there was a lot coming out of Kansas, like in the early 20s, 30s, and 40s.
Yeah.
And then like the 80s for a second, and then like sporadic here and there after that.
The Embarassment, they were a big 80s punk band that they're famous, but we don't know them.
Yep.
What's up, John? Yes, I blame the groundhog for all this cold weather. Definitely.
Absolutely. But he said it. He told us and nobody listened. We were like,
F you, Phil.
Yeah.
F you, Phil.
Great movie. Yeah. So, Coach, I guess you got the spinner handy dandy there.
It might be frozen to the table, but I do have it right here.
So let me get to where I need to be. I'm ready whenever you are. Coach.
Hey. I really didn't want to go first.
I was gonna say, I'll be honest with you, it doesn't seem like that ever happens. I cannot recall the last time I've been first. I mean, it probably was 3 shows ago, but it seems like it's so never that I think I used to, but for a long streak, it doesn't seem like I have. So mine was a mix of some of the bands you talked about and then a couple people I know. So my number 5, this one's from my mom, and it's also a great song, but like my mom, this was probably her favorite artist, Melissa Etheridge, and Come to My Window.
Yeah.
And there was a bunch, but I mean, that's also one of the most famous, but that's the one I know. And that was the one, like, I was talking to my mom and I'm like, if I was going to do Melissa Etheridge song, what one she's like, I don't always have a favorite. I like them all. And then she's like, but come to my window. It was, it was one you always liked to, even when you were young. And I'm like, okay, I'm in.
You came this close.
I've seen that song probably 4 times today, to be honest with you. And it's a good song. I mean, that girl gets it.
I hadn't heard it in 20 years, and it comes back to me. Come to my window.
Oh yeah,
it sticks with you.
Oh yeah, it was a good love song. It was one of those. Yeah. Anyways, number 4 from Kansas. It's Kansas. Point of No Return.
Yeah.
A great song, catchy. Also listened to it probably 4 or 5 times today. So just a good song, just walking around bebopping and good times. Number 3, this kid's been on The Voice here recently, and he's actually friends with my daughter and my future son-in-law, and is going to sing in their wedding. It's Jaelen Johnson, and this song's Old School. And I don't know if you guys notice, it started with a hat, and you guys don't see me every day, but I've recently been evolving, I think ever since the country episode, to a little bit of I'm calling it a country boy, maybe not a hick. I like a little bit of old school country now, I'm scared to admit. This kid's got some pretty decent music, but I got boots in my cart at Amazon right now. I'm thinking I'm going to go shop local, but I've bought me a button-up shirt. I don't know if I'll go cowboy hat. I think something like my co-op hat will be close to, my style when I start singing country. I mean,
I know you're wearing boots right now, and I've been watching these guys make custom hats. And
there are some cool hats.
Fucking badass cowboy hat.
It kind of started as a joke. My buddy TJ that I do the show with, has been going out. His wife posts. He'll post pictures of his wife when they go out on Instagram, or Snapchat, or whatever. But she posts them of him, and all of a sudden he's going out. He's wearing a cowboy hat and like a cowboy shirt with like a vest and boots. And like I've known this dude forever. And I mean, I'm not saying he doesn't. I know he doesn't own some of that, but that's not how he normally dresses. But all of a sudden he went cowboy. So I've started selectively putting together an outfit. We're gonna randomly go to dinner. And I'm gonna show up just dressed up as a fucking cowboy.
Gone country.
And he probably won't be that night because he'll know he's going to meet with me, and that's what Amy will be like. Why? I was like, it'll even be funnier because this is how I dress always when we're not going out. When you guys don't go out with us usually. I forgot you were going. So, anyways, that kid, he's a good kid, and that's a damn good song. So, my number 2, Joe Walsh. In the City, and there was 2 that were hard for me to go between, but that song, something about it, I remember just cruising down. My dad lived way out by on close to Hutch, and he'd pick us up in Rose Hill or wherever we were. Even when we lived in Belle Plaine, we'd drive it was like 50 miles or whatever. I mean, it's not but I remember almost every time that song came on, and it was like when we were driving through like Maze or like little small town, like this ain't like this is not the song that the city this song was written about. So, and my number 1, she's kick ass. She's a local artist. I get to do a show with her every single Wednesday, and this song was from early on. Was already in my playlist, and I don't remember if Josh actually used it or not. But when I seen her do it live, it really stuck with me, and I listened to it quite a bit, but it's Far Into Me by Sontia Soul.
You dog, hit the buzzer. What cat's out of the bag. The cat's out of the bag.
What, you guys?
But fortunately,
I'm not joking. Like I've showed it. I've probably that, and there's been a couple others, but that song I've even come into work one morning. One of the guys I talked to music about with, he's like 63. That was playing, and he even said that's not normally what he would come in listening to necessarily. And he's like, that girl can sing, and I'm like, that's the girl I do the show with. And he's like, what? And I'm like, yeah, that's the girl I do the show with. So Sontia, you're my number 1 Kansas artist.
Oh goodness, thank you guys.
In the world.
You must be my third listener.
Heard it here.
No, like I said, it sucks when you are small, local, and don't have the big touch. But you know, you
Okay, one thing right there. I'm intervene here. I hate the word local.
okay? Sorry,
Or local. I mean, that makes it that diminishes to me.
that is true. But it's so when it's such a small, when this Wichita scene is such a small scene, and I know the internet does help stuff get out there, but it really does. I know a bunch of talented people, and it really takes like a certain break or a certain artist catching on almost anymore. And Sharon are doing, or even like this kid Jaelen. This kid can flat out freaking sing too, and it took him going on The Voice and doing all this, and he's putting himself out there. He's performing all over, but he's not getting the following. I mean, his views are real. I mean, obviously, since The Voice have really taken off and all of this stuff, but it took that. I mean, we've been at Mad Rocks when this kid has come and played, and I'm not saying there's not people that show up to watch him play, but a lot of people also just sit there, eat dinner. Now this weekend when he played at Mad Rocks, they had to shut it down and turn people away, and this weekend they had to move to a bigger venue. But you know, it's like, and so you can make it, but it really takes that. You know, this kid, you were gonna have to open for somebody big, or you know, it's hard. So
yeah, it is.
Well, you can sing, and he's like you. The thing that's always going to make him struggle, one-man bands, single people without a band behind you, is harder music because you're doing it all. And the flaws and the little things and the things come out, and it's hard to focus on both. It truly, truly is, even for the best, especially if you're playing all of the music. It's not saying you can't, you know. So when somebody plays behind you, that stuff helps a little bit, you know. I mean, so I don't know. I mean, that's just my take, but you two are both awesome, and I'm glad to get to know two of you on my list.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate it.
I just hate how local is.
That is bad, and I know what you mean, and that does diminish it. And I'm with you. I'm sorry, but
that's why I wanted to do this podcast the way we did, so we can not call it local.
But but the honest thing is, it is the local music scene here that does struggle because there's great music here, and it's not a big enough
local at one point, you know. And now I know a lot of bands better than Metallica, and they're still, you know, labeled with local. It's just a pet peeve. One other thing I hate is musicians who call themselves artists. Not that they're not artists, but as a visual artist, I'm an artist. You're a musician. That's, you know, that's the. And then a lot of people are calling them artists now too. So I always try not to do that.
What about when the sign became formerly known as?
Yeah, he was an artist.
Prince started it. Damn him. He did. He started it.
I mean, if you're referring to a body of work, then that would make sense as a musician to call it art because that's your whole body of work. But you're referring to just what you do in all of it, like what incorporates everything that you do, the writing, the brainstorming, the creation, everything like that.
Josh, what is art? Can you tell me what art is?
Not an art.
I'm just messing with you.
It's just, you know, I mean, it's just one of the
things.
We'll
do that show Sunday. I'll come on your show and I'll ask you that question. What is art? Because I'd like that explained to me, because there's you know, I mean, some might call what I've done right here art. This might sell one day if we get big for more than anything else we ever do. Yeah, I mean, that's how weird this world is.
I watch
right now. This is the most expensive thing I own.
People selling AI art all day long, and it just, oh my god,
my goodness!
After I put hours into things, and that's,
I can see how that would be painful. Yeah. Absolutely, to where you just go in and you're like, Sonic with a potato, and like somebody pays $500.
Yeah, but I've even, you know, you see now, I mean, and I know some people are using it to help write music and can collaborate their music with it, but it's also writing music for some people. And if they're the ones singing it, I don't know where you stand on that. I mean, that stuff's hard because I still think the best music's always going to be written by a person, obviously. But we're going to get into a world where we'll have to decide that pretty quick.
That song that you had, Sontia had found after the fact for Weird Ones. I glued my thing to my leg again. That was an AI song.
Yeah, that was fully AI generated, but it was funny as hell.
But there's a lot of those that are just, you know, go back and, you know, they say they're, you know, 19s, 20s sound and, you know, lost song or banned song from the 20s, and they're trying to sell it like it's a banned song. And I mean,
I remember
Clearly,
you did that to that
somebody
one I
tapped the brain.
shared to you and said it was, and then we figured out that that was a real song. I don't remember what that was, but you're like, I think that's AI. I'm like, no, I don't think it was, and we
Yeah.
found out it was real. So
Yeah, post-mortem something. I think symphony. I don't know, some weird. All right, we're spinning.
All right, let's see.
bad spin. Good.
Oh, you got to go again.
Third time. Sontia.
Man, if either of you had an album out, I'd say you.
Hey, you don't know what I put out.
So let me
Put it
see.
out. If you ever find the album I put out, you might not want to be my friend anymore. No, I'm joking.
I'll play it secretly and be like,
I did on Valentine's Day break out the guitar. I hadn't touched it since I moved in here, so almost a year.
what? What'd you play?
No, I just jam around with. I don't play anything. I just make noises out of it.
Okay. Yeah.
I mean, it's chords. I mean, and it's music, but it's nothing. Nothing that is already written. Just things in my head that it could be a song.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I got you.
I have no desire to do that no more. I'm good. I'm old.
So, like for I had a hard time with this. I really did, because I was here. Okay, so this is where I messed up on this assignment. I was looking for big, huge bands. I was like, what big, huge bands are from Kansas? And the internet was like,
Nothing.
Yeah. No.
There's some big ones, but huge, maybe not.
I'm pretty sure Nickelback took a poop here once. I think that counts.
They have not. I checked.
Nickelback's never played in
I
Kansas.
looked all over for Nickelback. I was like, does Nickelback have a cousin from Kansas? How do I get them?
Well, they know somebody from Kansas.
They do. They do know somebody from Kansas. Yeah. I feel like it's actually a cousin, but I had a conversation with a guy once, and I felt like that's not the most reliable source.
Probably not.
Maybe not.
So the first one that I got is actually he's a local artist. And I say local is because his fan base is based in Kansas, like it's Kansas City, a little bit in different states, but it's resonated mostly in Kansas. And I went to church with this guy, actually. His name is Moye the Third. And he is an R&B singer. But at first he had put out it was like almost a hip hop R&B Christian album. And I listened to that CD until it started skipping. Like I would just get in the car and turn it on because it was just like, it was such a good CD. And I'm old school in like new gospel hip hop sort of situations. I get my stick and I shake it.
Yeah.
And I'm like, this isn't how it's supposed to go. And I don't really mean that, but that's how I feel in my soul. But Roy pulled it off. And his song is called My Jesus Ain't Playin', which if I didn't know him and I saw the name of that song, I'd be like, hesitant to actually listen to it. But I did get the opportunity and the chance to listen to it. And it is amazing and well done. And he did it all on his own. And he just put out a song called Found You. That's his first like non-Christian song. And he's stopped being an engineer so he could go ahead and be a singer, like an artist, a singer. And so that's crazy. But yeah, he's one of my favorites. And I have 8 on here, so I'm gonna have to make a decision right now. No, I'm not. I'm gonna go to number 3, which is actually number 2, which is Ada Brown. And you guys know how I like old ass music from a long time ago.
We do.
So Ada was from 1943 is where she came from. She was from Kansas City. So many people are from Kansas City.
Yeah.
So many people are from Kansas City.
Yeah.
And then her song is called That Ain't Right. And it was a song to where she was talking about how there was a dude that was spending all her money, you know, and she wasn't getting what she needed.
That ain't right.
And that ain't right. He's out here at the casino, and I'm writing, you know, and I have no idea why I knew this song. As soon as I put the song on, I felt like that had been a song that I had listened to over and over again. So I don't know what part of my life where that song had played enough for me to recognize it as soon as I turned it on.
Yeah.
But it was just like, damn, I remember this song, but I don't know from where. But just her candor and her cadence when she performs was all strength and fun. And it's and glamorous, but still down to earth, and just overall, just how she presented herself just really grabbed at me. I really liked her.
Yeah, I hadn't heard it. Hopefully there's a YouTube video and we'll get a playlist going.
There is.
Good.
All right, number number 3, which is actually 5, is going to be The Embarassment. Now, The Embarassment didn't know anything about him. Went to Kirby's one day, which is a little bar here in Wichita, Kansas. If you haven't gone, you should go because it has incredible, interesting, and very strange things. And there was a group of gentlemen. They were called the Embarassment.
Yep.
And I was just sitting there minding my own business, and they're seasoned fellas. So I was expecting, you know, some music. You know, I was like, oh, they're going to play some music. And they rocked the whole fucking bar off of the surf, like off of its foundation. We were flying up in the air. I was like, what is going on? Yeah. And so the song that I picked by them was called Careen from their 1983 albums, Death Travels West.
Yeah.
And like, and the reason why I like this song is because it's like a natural portrayal of just punk rock. I don't give a hoot, nose up in the air, snarling ass, bratty ass bullshit kids. Like
it was a good 80s
what
punk.
Was it? A self-proclaimed master from my education. You said it was for my own good.
Yeah,
it was so snarky. I loved it. It was
Bill was the original member, I think, out of the Embarassment. And so he was in the Embarassment, and we had him on the Art Assault a couple years ago before they started playing again. The Embarrassed Men were playing. And good guy, funny. He painted on some stuff and completely Kevinised him, coffee cupped him. I don't even know if I can save the painting. It's so coffee cupped, and it kind of put away because it got so weird. He just rolled with it. It was great. But they have a movie that was made, a film. It was probably a small film, but it was like a documentary, and it's on Tubi now. So I've just got Tubi. I got rid of all the streaming services I have to pay for, and I'm just watching the free stuff now. And I seen he'd shared that the Embarrassed Men, we're famous, but you just don't remember us, is the name of the documentary, but it's on Tubi, so I'm gonna have to give that a watch soon.
Oh yeah. I saw the trailer for that, and I'm really excited to see what happened.
Yeah.
Because they just like after I found that song, I just had them playing in the background, and it like they're still good. They're still absolutely amazing. I think there's a YouTube video that I didn't know anybody was shooting to where I was dancing around like a crazy person.
Bonus points, you can find that video.
Oh, it's there. Wait, is he on here?
Yep. There's Bill right there.
Hey. Oh my God, I love your band so much.
That's awesome.
We're going to have to get together and finish this painting because we've gone too weird on it. So we may have to book another episode of Art Assault and
there you go.
And finish it up. Because I'm lost at where to go with it.
I don't know. Go right.
I always say go up, but that's fine.
Yeah.
So we're going to go. Ooh, this is hard. We're going to go for number 4. We're going to go with a band called the Get Up Kids. Never heard of these folks. Never heard of them ever in my whole life. And
sounds familiar, but I don't.
yeah. And I put like I was kind of grabbing at straws toward the end, and then I just started going through the people that I didn't know, and I realized that I had missed a chunk of just glorious, wonderful music trying to look for these big bands when we had all this incredible talent just right here on the surface that you just could have just skimmed up. But the Get Up Kids has this song from their album From Something to Write Home About called I'll Catch You. And I wrote about this song that it starts off as a love song, like a lullaby. And it was just so sweet. Like as soon as it starts, it just caught my attention. Like it was trying to rock you into a loving sleep. And then all of a sudden it just gets surprisingly forceful and it like grips a hold of you. Like I will catch you. Like they really mean it. And it reminds me of my favorite like band right now, the Real Friends. They remind me a lot of Real Friends to where it's just like incredibly and quickly emotional to where it's like, I understand what you're going through, but I will catch you. So I love this song and I'm going to play
from
it
Kansas too.
Hmm?
Real Friends, aren't they from Kansas too?
I think so. I don't know. I didn't look, and now I feel bad.
He's saying that you could have,
my favorite band in the world, and I missed it.
I thought that was preluding to your number one.
Oh God, no! Wow, sure no! Now I just feel like a dick.
But shout out to you anyhow.
But I mentioned him.
Real Friends. I think they're suburbs of Chicago. Maybe is what this says.
Yeah, they played in Kansas, but I think they're from like Michigan or something.
Okay, I seen they're coming back to Wichita. I think.
I know. I'm gonna so be there. I offered to open for them, but they're actually
emu band from the suburbs of Chicago.
Okay. Yeah, I was totally wrong. Sorry.
Okay,
you're not, but that's why she didn't use them. So she did good.
Yeah. Thanks, Coach. Having my back.
On the research
number 5 is kind of a toss-up, so I'm gonna pick the powerful lady over the sweet and emotional country dude. But we got Danielle Nicole, who's also from Kansas. I once again didn't know who she was until I played it, and she has a powerful, soulful force of a personality and voice. And this song that she sung was just like, man, I need to find her. She's from Kansas. I'm going to find her and we're going to do something together. But her song was called Wolf Den. And Wolf Den is a powerful song about being somewhere you probably shouldn't be.
Yeah. It's like
but you're gonna have fun while you're there. And if there's anybody that understands that, it's me.
Yeah. I get it.
Yeah, so she has just an aura about her. She owns everything that she sings. She has her guitar. She has her band. This is her stage. She owns it. And I didn't look up, like I got her at the very last minute of everything. So I didn't even look up like where she came from, what she's been doing or anything like that, how long she's been playing, but she is definitely a force. She's sexy. She's just amazing. So Danielle Nicole, Wolf Den is my number 5.
Awesome. Good list. Mm-hmm. Timothy's loving the Panda background coach.
Oh.
Well, Jeff says we might check out Nancy Griffith songs. I don't. Is Nancy Griffith from Kansas? I assume.
I'm assuming. I'm gonna write her name down.
Yeah, write her name down. We'll check them out. Check her out.
We always like new music. That's what we're here for.
Mm-hmm.
It's the point of it. All right, Coach is spinning right now in his head, and it's. It's a me. Jarbio. And like I said, I looked for the big bands first, just to look, and there was not, other than what we named, nothing, not shocked there. And so, like I said, I had already kind of had people want to do the homies, I mean, these are people I've done artwork for, people that, I've painted at their events. And so my list was stupid easy. The first one, I might know this guy a little bit. The song is called Monster. The band is called the Haters Coalition. Video by Randal Avix. I think I'm saying his name wrong. It's a great cartoon, I mean, low bass cartoon, I mean, it's very, very, very good, but very good. And it's a great song. This, the guys he's got playing with him now, his band is, they're the best out of the two or three recent incarnations of bands that he's had. And, real good stuff. So shout out Mr. Kevin Hansen.
What was the song again? I'm sorry.
Monster.
There you go.
By the Haters Coalition.
By the Haters Coalition.
Oh my God. They're my favorite band too. They're all my favorite band.
Number 4, I think he's been kind of lying low, but we're gonna get a little twofer here. And the song is called Barricade by KushPowers and Santiago, which he was on The Voice. I don't know if he won precisely, but he's still, I think, living in town and still playing with I don't know what the name of the band is. It was Flyover. It was a couple different names they changed.
Nuclear Football.
Yeah, it was Nuclear Football for a minute, but he's very talented. I mean, singer, and he can play. And I mean, as far as I'm concerned, singers, even if you just sing, you're still a musician because your voice becomes an instrument. Rap the same way. Mm-hmm. You're just rapping. Your voice is the instrument. So, again, I don't. Some people, rap. That's not. Like, it's the same thing. There's, So Everchange. Matt Baller's coming in with the info here. It's Everchange.
Everchange. Okay.
Yep. Number 3. I think this is their latest release for the Birds. It's Still the Same.
Mm-hmm.
And said I think I got into him a little bit before Thane took over with the lead vocals.
Mm-hmm.
And I think I worked with Thane before when it was just solo, and so it was fun watching them kind of blend everything together. It always kind of had that Phil, Tony, and drawing a blank. What's his name? The guitar player, Collins. Can't think of IC.
Mm-hmm.
And they took over the vocals. They were handling it, and so let Thane have it and just focus on guitars. And it's great. The new song, I really like it. And the song is Still the Same. All right, number 2 is the Calamity Cubes.
Yeah.
Never had it. I found those guys when they were first starting, and I think the bass player Joey O, I think that's his name. He wasn't even with them at that point, and I mean they're not really together. They did a reunion show. What, didn't you go to that one, Sontia?
No, I missed it because I was sick, I think.
Okay. But they did a reunion show just say like 2 or 3 months ago, and I don't know if it's going to be a regular thing or not, but
yeah, I saw it and I was like kicking myself in the butt because I was just like, oh man.
Yeah, but Brooke's still doing stuff, and Joe Henry is still doing stuff, and I think Joey O is the bass player. I don't know, but like I said, I remember it used to whatever AJ's music house or music was before is where I seen them at. Like the bass player's mom, I think, like owned it, so they were always playing there.
Mm-hmm.
And it was good times. It takes you back. I was pursuing a beautiful young woman at the time, so she was enjoying the shows with us. I mean, we hung out a lot. Then I never jumped on it, never told her how I felt about her. And then I did later. We ran into each other stuff and started hanging out again in later life. She's like, you're a loser. not so much those words, but that was the sentiment.
I'm sure she didn't feel like that. But y'all got to start saying something. On behalf of women everywhere, we really don't know. Say something.
I finally did, and it was too late. The ship was sailed. If I had a chance, I didn't then. And I mean, it was, like I said, it wouldn't have worked anyhow because lifestyle. She had found, I don't know, a different meaning in life. We'll put it that way.
Mhm.
But anyway, number one, I had to change it, but it's Rumors, Santia Soul.
Yay.
Another great song, also on my playlist.
Yep.
And an amazing video.
It is a
also.
great video. I know the guy that shot that one.
Yeah.
Yeah, we need to do some more when it gets warm.
Oh, good. Yes. I was going to talk
Some
to you about it, but I was
production.
waiting.
Yeah. Temperature warm up so we can do things outside. It's painful to go outside right now.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Bill's painting and watching, and then he said Nancy's from Texas, but he's a huge fan.
There you go.
Sweet.
Okay, we'll have to check her out.
Yeah, we'll get to, I think I kind
I'll
of like
say
this.
what I do kind of like this. Kansas was a tough one, a great one to start with, and I say tough one. It really wasn't, because there is a lot of great local music and people around here. There's a lot of musicians from Kansas, from Wichita, from the area. Just not, like we kind of said, big time ones yet. Yet it's a great word to say, you know.
Mhm.
I say we probably need to go with, like, I mean, California is going to be easy and, you know, overwhelming probably. Nashville,
Yeah.
what, Nashville, Tennessee, is that in Tennessee, right?
Just
So
say
Tennessee is
Seattle.
probably. New York's there's going to be a lot. Seattle, there's going to, you know, where
I would assume Texas would be one that there would be a fair amount, just because it's such a big state.
Yep.
You
think
know, and a lot of
Oklahoma's gonna
southern
start.
bands are good in the South. A lot of southern rock, and
A lot of rock and roll came from Oklahoma, like a ton. Like, I don't know what's going on in Oklahoma, because there's like not a whole. I'm sorry. The
I don't know, I'd
last
be
time I
surprised.
talked trash on Oklahoma, it was a whole thing, and I'm not talking trash. I'm just saying.
you can.
that-
It's fine. I just would not believe there's a lot of good from Oklahoma. That's what I'm mind blown by. So I mean, I was going the opposite, but no, I'm joking. Any Oklahoma people watching, nothing against you. I just, you know, it's you know, nothing against you. Sorry.
I don't know.
I
I think
was just gonna
Nebraska's
say
going to
that-
not be good. Colorado might have some. I mean, Arizona, I can't think of any bands from Arizona right now. New Mexico, Wyoming.
Well, I don't know. I mean, I guess eventually we could do, but maybe we do next one. We make an easy one and we pick one. You know, maybe we let people decide between three. You know, Seattle, California, New York, or something like that.
Yeah, or just definitely. And then, like I say, because we won't have the, for lack of better terms, local angle to play, because we won't know the local bands in New York, you know. So we won't have that to fall back on. So yeah, I would say that it'll be a slippery slope. We'll have to play that one just right.
Yeah, we just have to use big cities.
Yeah, big ones. But next week we're gonna go Lenny Kravitz, and I've already started my list because I've been, like I said, chopping at the bit to get to it. And what I'm already finding is, I mean, dude is fucking talented. He doesn't make bad music, but I see where he lost me. You know, I mean, he kind of went with, you know, the deep and lovey-dovey, and at the time I was still, you know, fly away. You know, I mean, the hard rocking. You know, it's got to get harder. So it's been fun. I did realize I do know a lot more. I didn't realize it was Lenny Kravitz. You know, I'd be like, I've heard this song. You know, I'm like, yeah. Like, oh, that's Lenny Kravitz. I'm like, oh, okay, that makes sense.
Oh yeah, I need any excuse to listen to Lenny Kravitz all day. Some more.
Yeah. And then the first one in March, I think that's episode 97 of Family Affairs. I don't know if you guys have yayed or nayed on that or yet, but I think that's
like bands with family that are family bands.
Yeah, with, you know, brothers or something, or, you know, parents or whatever, just some kind of relation, married even.
Okay, I'm glad you clarified. I was going a different way with this one, so thank you.
I do I want to know? I don't know. I mean, I think we've made it.
I knew
we've made it 43. Oh,
you didn't have to eject him.
I didn't eject him. I didn't touch nobody
out. Gonna get us canceled.
Good God, he canceled himself. Nah, I gotta go. Oh, see if he pops back on here, I guess. And then the next one, episode 98, we've got Ice Cube. That was Coach's pick, maybe.
Oh yeah,
not Ice-T, Ice Cube.
Yep. Must clarify. Absolutely must clarify.
We got the 99th episode open, and then it'll be 100th, and we're gonna try to come up. I want to talk after the show, maybe if he comes back, about an idea on that. So yeah, we got a lot of stuff, fun stuff planned up until.
I'm really excited to be here for like our 100th episode, because I remember when it was 50. I remember the episode where you were like, "It's 50," and I was like, "Ah, da, 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 da." And you're like, "It's 50," and I was like, "Mm-hmm." And I was like, "Oh, it's the 50th episode," and I was like, "Oh." And we've done 50 more since
Yeah,
then.
50 more.
50 more.
Yeah. Okay,
That's
Mr. Matt
awesome.
Baller's got his number 5 is Santia Soul Drink Smoke. Number
Oh
4,
yeah.
Aether. Sweet Demise from Dodge City, Wabash Lake. Toxic Waters, Rise Again, Armor Up. I love that one. And Dusty Grant, Done So Much. Love all of those.
Oh yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
Did you eject yourself, Coach Kansas?
Yeah, I did. So when the show first started, I first started my computer. It kept trying to ask to do a reset. So right then, I didn't realize in the background it was on the 10-second. I went to try to shut it at the last second, so it was going to kill me either way. And I shut it down, and then it still started. So, anyways, I'm back. So
It was weird timing there. My only honorable mention on mine is I did do a little archiving. I put Dead Man Boots from second band Librium on there. That's me on vocals, so that's my honorable mention. It's going to be on the playlist because I love me.
Sweet.
I had honorable mention Tool, The Pot.
Yeah.
So I did listen to quite a bit of Tool once I found out at least one guy was from Kansas. I hadn't listened to Tool for quite a while. I do have two, that song 40 and 2 or whatever, and another one in my and another one in my favorite, in my favorites. So I do hear them occasionally, but hadn't dug deep into Tool for a while.
I love Tool. I really do. Like when I first started listening to Tool, I was still super religious, and it was just like the devil,
Yeah.
They're not. Well, I mean, it's a long conversation, but no.
There's some stuff, but yeah. No.
Yeah. I want to say Janelle Monáe, just because like she's from Kansas and she's done a lot. But the country guy that I wanted to say something about is Rory Feek, and he has a song that's called Papa What If, and it's him and his daughter with his little daughter, and she would be like, Papa, what if the sun stopped shining? And then he starts like singing a whole thing about how everything will be all right if the sun starts shining, and it made me do a tear.
Yeah It's a good one.
So I'll just put that on my personal page because this is a really good song.
No, we'll add the honorable mentions. I think I didn't go. We had one show. I didn't get all the honorable mentions on there, but because I got to go back and watch it and then write it down, and I was over it that day, so I didn't get all the but usually honorable mentions make the playlist just because there's no rules. We can do whatever the hell we want to.
Yeah, it's our show.
Yeah, exactly.
It's your list, our list.
Yeah. So Sunday, last chance to see artwork. I think Kevin's got something brewing in Topeka, and then I know he was talking about something out in Colorado.
Ooh.
Some showing stuff, and that would be groovy. But yeah, I think this year, I don't know. I love painting. I'm gonna not stop painting, but because I've already,
painted a lot.
Well, I have, but money cheapens everything. So it's like, well, I put this price tag on stuff, and then that's what people, instead of looking at the art and saying, yeah, I like it or not, they'll look at the price and go, that's not worth that much, or that should be worth more, or whatever. I highly doubt that's ever the case, but yeah, it's been kind of, the first night was good, and then I don't think I've sold anything, so it's like, yeah, it makes me feel cheapened. I don't know. It's like I worked so hard on that, and nobody's buying it. Nobody likes it. Everybody hates me. What the hell?
Well, I'm sorry. I think your art is good.
I do too. I think
So I'm probably gonna keep painting, and I'll probably we've got Mo Pigs, and both Kevin and I have discussed that the outdoor vending situations are not what we enjoy. Like I say, the Mo Pigs is outdoors, and we'll do it. We'll continue to do that one, and then there's if Sunset Fest ever comes back, I think we'll keep doing that, because that was a hell of a good fucking time, and it was a good. We had a rare buyer that had a huge wad of money in his pocket apparently, and he bought a lot of stuff from us. It was like, holy shit, we need you. we will adopt you. So I don't think we got any of his information, because I'd be like sending him an email. I go, look what we got today. That's what we need. We need, like, emails, someone we can email and say, hey. But yeah, so we're gonna get off here, call it a night, and we'll be back next week, right? Coach still got to reschedule.
Early March. I don't know. I don't remember the exact date yet, or if there is one, but I'll know sometime before early March.
And so, like I was, we'll talk a little bit after we get off here about all that stuff. But thank you again, everybody, for tuning in. You have a good night. Oh shit! Don't do that. I'm fired.